What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Well, things just got a tad bit worse in the world of Danny Garcia. Now, this video, I've already said my points and my thoughts on his upcoming opponent. I'm just going to tell you guys what other people, his peers, are saying. Now, Keith Thurman, this is his verified Twitter account, and you go to it, and he makes it abundantly clear with his message how he feels about Danny Garcia's opponent. Keith Thurman Jr. said, "Enjoy your last cherry of the year. I'll be waiting to take that green belt in 2017. Hashtag one time, hashtag chaos for life, hashtag two belts." And then he obviously used the Photoshop Ben & Jerry Cherry Garcia and got a bunch of people retweeting it. He just posted this. Another person who was in contention for a fight with Danny Garcia, my dude John Molina, and this is what he put just right now. He did a face swap with the raspberry. The caption reads, "I guess I was the wrong type of fruit, laughing my ass off." And then he tagged me in it. Boxing Ego, hashtag Gladiator, Team Molina, Lambs to Lions, etc. And this is the video.
I feel like a raspberry, and I don't know why. Just feel kind of fruity today. I feel like a raspberry, and I don't know why.
Now, shout out to my dude John Molina. I talked to him before when the fight was being negotiated. He says he confirmed they were in negotiations, but nothing had been finalized and signed. And after the Berto fell through, I thought this was a strong chance to happen. And a lot of people were mad because even though John Molina has a good sized frame to him, they said, why is Danny Garcia fighting a 140 pounder? Even though he looked good versus Ruslan Provodnikov in his last fight, right? And it's to me, it's just going downhill because you look at, obviously people want to see Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr., but they were talking about Berto. People had a problem with the Berto fight, and then he turns around and the rumor was he was going to fight John Molina, and some people that were okay with the Berto fight, they're like, man, he's going to fight John Molina now, a guy who hasn't even fought at 47, and then you don't fight John Molina, who at least has punching power and the frame, you know what I mean, and the name, and you fight someone who's lesser known than Berto, John Molina, and pretty much anybody with the name at welterweight, even like a David Peralta. So I don't know, man. It's not a good look because you don't want to see this from your peers. But shout out to my dude John Molina for having a sense of humor. Like, I feel bad for him because he really probably thought he was going to get the fight. He's training and he's ready for his shot. You definitely have to have a sense of humor in this business because boxing has a lot of politics, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Again, this is not for me. This is my job. So I wish Danny Garcia, his career, would have some different decisions made. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's not making sense to fight. He fought in January against Robert Guerrero because, like, it gets to a point where you can only try to make excuses. Like, for example, he moved up and fought Paulie Malignaggi, who is not a big puncher, right? And Paulie Malignaggi got knocked out by Sean Porter, took about a year plus off. He was doing his commentating stuff for Sky Sports and Showtime and whatnot. And that's the version of Paulie Malignaggi that Danny Garcia fought. I was like, okay, cool. It's his first fight at welterweight. He wants to get acclimated properly. You know what I mean? Because before he had a controversial fight with Lamont Peterson at a catchweight, 143, I think it was. So I said, okay, that's cool. I'm realistic. I was like, okay, he fought Paulie Malignaggi. I didn't think Paulie would win the fight, but I was like, okay, he struggles with boxers. Paulie's a good boxer, has a good jab when he uses it, stuff like that. So even though he's off a year plus layoff and a stoppage loss to Sean Porter, fine. First fight, and then he'll pick up the pace. Then his next fight, he fought Robert Guerrero after Keith Thurman beat him and knocked him down, after Floyd Mayweather destroyed him when he was the interim champion. And I'm like, okay, he looked good in that fight. Then he takes a gang of months off, and it was supposed to be Berto, supposed to be John Molina, and then now it's, I almost forgot his name, Samuel L. Jackson or whatever, Samuel Vargas. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand the notion between that. Now, I get it if they're trying to build up a Keith Thurman fight, so they want him to look good, But realistically, Danny's a good fighter. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not one of those people that just say a bunch of horse shit on here. He's a good fighter because he has good timing. He's undefeated. He has pop. So, I mean, you put him in there, like you put a lot of guys in there, Josecito Lopez or something. I would favor Danny Garcia to beat them. You know what I mean? I don't even want to see the Guerrero rematch because I don't think Guerrero has looked spectacular recently. But even that would be, he would get less criticism for that because Guerrero was at least calling for that fight. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, I understand, quote unquote, keeping someone safe to market a bigger fight, the bigger picture. But this is too safe. This is a guy that Errol Spence Jr., and I did a video about that, just stopped last year. You know what I'm saying? There clearly could have been somebody that was willing to fight. You know what I mean? Felix Diaz, Sammy Vasquez, Aaron Martinez, Josecito Lopez, Berto, John Molina Jr. The division is far too stacked for champions to be getting people way outside of the top 10, top 15 rankings, and that's what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Just I'm the purge and all that. I'm not okay. Like, you could purge somebody better. Pause. Let me know what you guys think. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video. It's Ego signing off.